Hi guys, this is Nikhil the Geeky Nomad and welcome to my channel. On this episode of the F1 Capsule, we are in discussion with Arjun Maini, who is a former Formula 2 driver and the first Indian to race in a DTM series. We are also joined by Bharat Sharma, who is a senior sports correspondent and will be joining us for the discussion. So, without further ado, let's get started! So, Arjun, welcome to the F1 Capsule. Bharat, welcome to you too as well.
A pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
So, Arjun, DTM, new season, fresh start. What are the expectations and how are the preparations going?
No, absolutely. I'm really excited, to be part of the Mercedes AMG family. My first proper running with a professional, car brand like Mercedes. And I mean, preparations going well, or the testing have been good so far. Obviously, it's tough to say where you are with the sandbagging going on and testing with the other manufacturers and stuff, but I think it looks all right. As always, there's going to be tracks where we're going to be strong and tracks where it's not going to be great, but I'm really looking forward to the challenge, and I'm really excited for my first season in the DTM.
Perfect. I wish you all the best for the season this year. And Arjun, why don't you help us understand how different or how difficult is the move from a single-seater championship into cars? I think you've been doing that for a couple of years now with Asian Le Mans and Le Mans. How easy or difficult is it from moving from a single-seater into a full-fledged car?
Well, the basics are the same. You still got to drive the car around as fast as you can for your quali lap. Of course, there's different driving styles and things like this with the different tires and stuff like this. But the racing is different. For example, in endurance racing, most of it is multi-class racing. So you have to be not just quick on your own, but really quick when passing traffic. And of course, not putting a scratch on your car before you give it in. So, of course, from that point, it's different. With regards to DTM, it's closed cockpit. So I guess you can be a bit more aggressive with your racing, a bit more contact than you can with single seaters, risking, a lot more damage and a lot more consequences to that. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is the level of drivers that are still there in these levels. They didn't make it to Formula One, but a lot of them were good enough to, or former Formula One drivers that end up over here. So the level of racing is still extremely high. And it was not what I was first expecting when I first came in. But then I realized that it's a similar world. We're all here to compete. We're all here to race. I would say it's a bit more relaxed than the single-seater atmosphere, because I think it's a bit more friendly in the paddock. And single-seater, everyone's out to, destroy each other's careers. But yeah. So I've been enjoying it. Both have its good sides. And I'm just happy to be out racing and doing what I love.
Fantastic. Is the single-seater dream still alive? Do you, or are you enjoying this more? Just trying to figure out what's in store for Arjun in the future.
Well, I think it's the last few years I've been swinging to wherever I've gotten the opportunity, and what I realized is my love is not just Formula One; it's motorsports. Obviously, it would be amazing to be a Formula One driver. But for the minute, I'd be happy to take me, wherever I get the opportunity. And it's not like I'm doing something that I don't want to do, I'm driving for Mercedes AMG with the GetSpeed team in DTM now. And it's really exciting. And of course, you don't want to say no to whatever could come in the future. And you never know what could come in the future. But for now, I'm really as happy doing what I'm doing than I would be if I was doing something else.
Arjun, I wanted to ask you how big actually DTM is, because obviously outside India, it's a very big championship, very old championship. People don't know much about it in India, but now that you're kind of experiencing it, obviously the first round is still some time away. How big is it? And obviously the experience of working with Mercedes so far.
Yeah, I got my first experience of DTM when I was doing European Formula 3, because we used to be the support race for DTM. And obviously that's back when we could have crowds, and you could see the crowds that were there in Germany, like in the Norris Ring with I think 40 to 60,000 people, packed grandstands in the Hockenheim, and it means a lot to German people. The battle of the manufacturers, and they want to see their favorite brand come out on top. And of course, to a lot of people around Europe that really follow DTM. And as you said, it's not yet that big in India. But with anything, with Indians, that is, I think if they have something to follow or have someone to support, you never know what could be the future. And for all you know, in a couple of years, we could be having DTM races in India, and that would be absolutely amazing. But for now, like I said, I'm just happy to bring a new form of motorsport to the massive motorsport enthusiasts in India. And it's great to do it. And I think that's the key. You don't realize how many big motorsport fans there are in India, and they're really interested. When you see your messages on social media or whatever, they really love motorsport. And I think it's really good to, I think, open their eyes to all forms of motorsport that is available.
Yeah, so a big step up from European Le Mans and Asian Le Mans, of course. How do you see that in terms of your career progression?
Yeah, I think I mean it's great. I loved being a part of the European Le Mans series, and of course the one thing that I love is the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is still on, and arguably one of the biggest races to have ever existed among the Monaco GP and the Indy 500. And alongside her 24 Hours of Le Mans, I think with the DTM, it's a really exciting calendar for me. And I still love the endurance racing part because I think the idea of working as a team with two other drivers, and I learned so much from my teammates in the past 2 years, and of course them from me. And it's just a different atmosphere. It's a lot more relaxed, and of course you're still working really hard to make sure you're out front, but you feel a lot more supported in that atmosphere, and I really enjoy it. So alongside that and the DTM, I think I'm really happy with my calendar this year.
So guys, there you have it. You heard from Arjun Maini on his first campaign in the DTM. We wish him all the very best. So until next time, bye bye.